Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and he hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that? Y'all see? What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why is this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watch, and they let that nigga get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
Unfortunately, yes. This is what men often do to women. It's pathetic how they do things like this and turn around and say men are women's protectors. Protectors my ass. Whenever straight black men say Black Lives Matter, they're only ever talking about other straight black men. They don't care about anyone else. This incident that occurred in late 2023 had men, like clockwork, flooding every comment section that had to do with that woman, to spread lies about her, accuse her of lying, and try to justify the actions of the monster who attacked her. That was until this NBC exclusive article came out to shut them all up and proved that everything she said was true. Men doing things like this are why so many women give men their phone numbers when asked, even when they don't want to. And why so many women are afraid to reject men or not show interest in them.
Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he
What happened to that girl in my last story is honestly so horrifying. I completely resonate with what she went through because I myself have been punched in the face by a man I showed complete disinterest in, and it has me so traumatized to the point at which I feel like I have adopted this flirty personality to kind of like keep myself safe. My mindset is, Miriam, the last time a guy flirted with you and you showed complete disinterest, he punched you in the face. So any guy that flirts with you from now on, maybe if you flirt back, you probably won't get punched in the face. The fact that that is like my mindset is so sad. Like whether I feel the same way or not, if a man flirts with me, I automatically flirt back. Some men can actually peep a fake flirt and they'll leave you alone. Other men, there's like a disconnect, you know? And they will take the ounce of flirt that you give them and run with it. Now they're helicoptering over you the whole night. And now I gotta leave because I know I can't fake this for too long. But at least I'm leaving without a black eye.
This woman said he asked for my number and I gave it to him even though I didn't want to. Why didn't you just say no? Because of what happened to her. Mia Marcana was 19 years old when she was killed by a maintenance worker who worked at her apartment building. She rejected him after he showed romantic interest towards her. He used a key fob to access her building and then waited for her and killed her. He then took his own life 3 days later. Of course he did. I talked about this in my video on things that are regarded as female privilege but aren't privileges at all. Men commit these heinous crimes, then will immediately take their own lives to avoid the consequences. This 53-year-old man, Darren Taylor, bit off part of a teenage girl's face on a bus after she and 2 of her friends ignored his inappropriate comments. As the bus pulled up to a stop and the victim tried to get off, he lunged at her, grabbed her face, and repeatedly bit her nose and mouth. She had to get 50 stitches. In a statement the poor girl made, she said, "I still experience nightmares." She said her scar was a permanent reminder of what had happened and had completely changed her face. She said, "I now smile differently and speak differently, which is something that I am going to have to learn to live with for the rest of my life." Dogs often get put down when they bite people, yet this man only got 6 years. He'll probably be out free in less time than that. Meanwhile, she will have to live with those physical and emotional scars for the rest of her life. This is not justice. This case particularly infuriates me the most. This disgusting man, 20-year-old Sahil Khan, brutally took the life of his ex-girlfriend, Sakshi, in Delhi, India, because they broke up and she stopped speaking to him. Sakshi was stabbed by Sahil over 20 times and then bludgeoned with a cement slab. She was found to have 34 injury marks on her body, and her skull was smashed in. This happened in a public street and no one stopped to help. She was just 16 years old. The whole thing was even caught on a security camera. You can even find it here on YouTube, so there's nothing alleged about this case. This 24-year-old man, Javon Duncan, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for taking the life of a teenage girl who rejected him at a party. After his advances were rejected, he shot 17-year-old Raylan Cameron in the chest. 17 years old. He's not just a murderer, but a pedo too. This 47-year-old Chinese man, Gang Chuanrong, took the life of his ex-lover, 23-year-old Umita Buhari, in Kano State, Nigeria, because she allegedly rejected him and ignored his calls. This man asked out the woman he's sitting next to, and when she rejects him, he does this. According to the woman in the video, she politely let him down gently, so it's not even like she was rude to him, not like that would even justify his reaction.
He was politely turned down multiple times.
After she politely declined his advances, he kept bothering them, and they had to be more assertive and told him to leave them alone.
He kept tapping my friend in the video. Eventually it got to a point where like we were ignoring him and he just would not stop tapping her, being like, what if we share this item, or what if we share this, or what if we do that? And she was like, dude, like, I'm here with my friend, like, leave me alone. And he was like, okay. And I was like, don't call my friend a bitch. And he kind of just got really quiet and then like turned to himself. So like he didn't splash the drink on us until literally like 10 minutes after he called my friend a bitch.
An incel gamer who calls himself a nice guy decapitated a 17-year-old girl who wouldn't give him a chance after she went on a date with another guy. This man stalked a woman and then set off a bomb in her house, almost taking the life of her and her daughter, all because she blocked him on a dating app. The cases of men doing things like this to women who reject them are endless. This is another instance of a woman politely declining a man's advances, and he decides to react violently towards her for it.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, my name is John.
Nice to meet you.
I couldn't help but notice over there, so like, I came over here to say what's up.
Hi.
Come over though.
No, I don't give a. I can give you my Instagram.
Nah, I don't do all that social media shit. Like,
Well,
shoot your number,
I don't give
talk
out my
a little
number.
bit.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Are you trying to be funny though?
I'm not. I'm really not. Holy shit! What the fuck is crazy?
That water could have easily been acid, by the way. Acid attacks are notoriously a misogynistic hate crime issue, one of the many forms of male violence against women.
Acid was thrown in my face by a guy I rejected. I was at the gym finishing up my workout, and as I was walking out the gym, I was facing some guy who had a gun in my face. He shot the gun, but he missed somehow, and then he threw acid on me. At first I didn't know what it was, it just felt warm, and then it started to burn. I had suffered from third-degree burns to more than 30% of my body. When I was in the hospital, they had questioned me, and I told them I kind of had a feeling who it was just by the way he moved, the gestures he has, it was very familiar. Me and him were friends. He liked me and he wanted to date me, but I didn't want a boyfriend. I told him no, so he had plotted to try and kill me. I was so mad, but I think now I have to focus my energy on myself and not be too tied up in being angry at him. At the end of the day, he's gonna have to answer for what he did.
If I went somewhere and people met me for the first time, they would say, "Oh, you're really pretty," and I would think, yeah, I am.
She met Daniel online and soon realized he was abusive and controlling. After a nightmare stay at a hotel, she avoided his calls for 2 days. He finally told her that he would leave her alone only if she went to the cafe to read his last email. Little did she know that he hired this man, Stefan, to throw acid on her as soon as she walked out of the cafe. Both men were given life sentences, but Stefan was paroled in 2018. He was then recalled back to jail for car thefts. He fled the country and is on the run.
I just went, I wish I knew he'd said he'd get me, and my face.
A man threw acid into her face because she rejected his offer for marriage. But when it came time for his punishment, she got a very specific type of revenge. In 2004, Amena was attending university when she got a call from a classmate's mother saying her son wanted to marry her. She didn't even know the guy's name and rejected the proposal. This apparently angered him, and he told her, "You'll either marry me or I'll wreck your life." She reported that to the police, but they didn't take it seriously. One day, Amena was walking home from work when the former classmate stopped her and threw acid into her face, completely blinding her. Fast forward to the trial, and Amena requested to inflict the same life on him that he inflicted on her by injecting acid into the man's eyes, and the court agreed. The punishment was due to be carried out in 2009, but got delayed. Luckily for the guy, the delay gave Amena enough time to somehow find forgiveness, and she pardoned her attacker.
She shouldn't have forgiven him. He doesn't deserve it. He should have gotten exactly what he did to that woman. And same with all the other men in this video. Just say no. Just ignore him. Just let it go. Just don't get him angry. Just let him down gently. We do all these things and men still attack us. When are we finally going to accept that men just hate women? And it's a lose-lose situation for us either way, because if we're mean to men, they get angry, lash out, and attack us. If we're nice to men, they still attack us. This video isn't intended to scare you or make you afraid to say no. It's to bring awareness to how severe this issue is. We have to learn to protect ourselves and always expect the worst whenever we're in the same room with any man. Thank you so much if you watched to this point. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe out there.